other ways, but there is not. If there were,
in our quest to bring to the table issue-based conversation around nationhood and development, we have made 4 to 5:30 p.m. Monday to Friday accountability.
Mr. President, this senator, this is why I'm elected. If I cannot say these things on this
Quality leadership from those they voted into office.
Look at us now, there is nothing, we are starving. Tinubu should please do something.
It's also important to having a Nigeria and politicians on issues around politics, policies, governance, and leadership every Monday to Friday from 4 to 5:30 p.m. on your super dial mainland 98.3 FM. We'll welcome you, roommates, as we discuss the situations.
When the air, time to break it open and really stand out.
Good evening, Lagos, Nigeria. Good evening to all of you, regardless of what part of the country or the world you're for tuning in from across the country. Where this platform where real issues are dissected without any bias and the truth is laid first, then I can assure you, you have chosen the right platform. Now, the Situation Room is Mondays through to Fridays, so every weekday from 4 p.m. all the way to 5. Conversation that just came up, and we see that this is a conversation that has become necessary for us to broaden. What we do is bring it here to the Situation Room, peel all the layers, get expert opinion, get them to opine on the matter so that we understand the nitty-gritty of the situation. And that's why we call it the Situation. Gripping our societies, squeezing our society by the jugular. We're talking about irregular migration and trafficking. In the past few months, yes, we've seen sobering events that have forced this conversation into national focus. There's shocking scenes from Libya. If you've been looking at social media, you can see videos of Nigerians of sexual slavery, of forced labor, of dehumanizing captivity in migrant centers, the detention centers, and their return is not just even at the risk of death. A lot of things have been happening, but then there's the question that we must confront today. Why are so many Nigerians risking their lives to leave the country? What is fueling this desperation? What is pushing them into the hands of traffickers, these fake agents, this transnational crime syndicate, if you like, that keeps the Naira human trafficking industry? It's a big deal because certain people, unfortunately, one of the victims doesn't want to come out. She's a blaming of people who did not know any better. So we want to talk about how this inhumane thing have somehow become recruitment hub, and so we want to understand the interplay between poverty, between weak law enforcement, cultural pressure, institutional failure, and all of these things that have created, let's call it, a fertile ground for exploitation. However flawed we think our system here is, there has to be something that can be done to stem the tide. Our diplomatic missions as well, are we doing enough to protect our people abroad? Is I have listed, I beg your pardon, but this is not just a Nigerian problem, I should highlight. It's after being promised greener pasture in other places, and at the end of the day they see themselves in worse conditions. To us, he happens to be somebody who understands the run-ins of NAPTIPs, the operation of NAPTIP, having been to the country, who has spoken to them, who have helped them find their footing after being rescued from the bondage and the slavery that they unfortunately were sold to Nigeria, to London. They're taking them to Italy. It's not just that they take people from Nigeria to Egypt, Cairo. And so you're wondering, what exactly is the difference in the economic realities? If you say you're running away, we are a little bit enlightened, but you cannot blame the 15-year-old who probably has never worked there, and then before you know it, in 2 months, she will start sending you dollars. And then the mom says, oh, okay. And then the uncle says, but you have to pay for transportation. The agent needs money. And then you see parents selling is going to be sold into slavery. And then this 15-year-old girl, as I said, who's naive, to start doing things, is forced into prostitution, is forced into slavery, is forced to start doing jobs, no education, nothing. They don't even understand the what, as in what we need to do. Joseph Famaki is the former coordinator of NAPTIP.
Something, or you suspect anything, say something, cause now we
Welcome back. It's still the Situation Room on Mainland 98.1. Want to tap from his wealth of knowledge on this very painful and alarming situation that we still find on our hands, the illegal migration. Hello? Hello, good evening. Can you hear me, sir? Connection. It pains me when service providers do this to me. The world is now virtual. We shouldn't be having problems like this one in 2025, but we're going to do the best Facebook and on YouTube, so our online community can jump on the conversation as well. I would love to hear of your neighbor or the son of the merchant or the fruit seller in your area. If you have, thank you so much for being here.
Yes.
All right. So, with the wealth of experience that you have, sir, being for themselves in the hands of traffickers, oftentimes, what do you believe are the stories that are told to these individuals before they voluntarily?
Thank you. Human trafficking is not a journey. It's not a voluntary just promises. The person who is to be trafficked, in most cases, they are not aware of the humiliation who is trafficking them to be a God-sent Samaritan. The story will change automatically. So in the process of trafficking them, they are coerced, they are given narratives, what they have in mind, what the trafficker has in mind of doing to the victim, seizing the passport or the document of the person, so that person is now directly under their control. Person under control by impounding. The process of taking the passport is strict. Once he gets the passport, you are now on to keep the traffic victim under control and check.
Cases where these people have information, they know that, well, where you're going to, you're most likely going to be working in the house, you'll be doing a menial job victim like the others.
Okay. In some cases, they are told half truths, but later, the extent of what they're going to do, they will not be informed from point of destination.
Right.
For instance, when a lady is trafficked, they're not going to tell her that she's to pay $65,000 before, not on her own volition. If she is to go into prostitution, it is the madam or the person who has custody of her who can solicit for men. So under compulsion, she's under bondage, spiritual form of voodoo, that if at any time they disobey their madam, they may have a fair knowledge, not outright knowledge of saying, this place I'm going to, it is prostitution. But she will think, after all, in Nigeria too, is that she goes to the road on her own volition. Made enough holiday to pay, the money does not come to her, and it's just something that will feed her, keep her alive. The money, they are collecting inhumanity to man. They are taking there to exploit them, to get the worst out of them, and then they abandon. Is the first environment or outside that environment? And so, what can she do? There's no way she can run. Their daughter, that I believe is that her daughter is going to pay.
What would you say are the push factors within of these traffickers into risking irregular migration despite the dangers? Because 80% of form independent thoughts, they're malleable, they're easy to deceive. What would you say are the push factors?
Thank you. The socioeconomic condition of Nigeria is one of the major factors. Even those that, if they come out, there is no job. They become somebody who can easily be deceived. They are deceived in the sense that I am taking you to Europe for you to work. The actual thing will not be told to them. But they will feel it is better for them to go. That is the major. It is easier for them to be cajoled. It is, if we are going together and maybe at the airport or at the land border, I am your cousin. So it is to where they will be exploited. It is when they get to their destination, come out to exploit her. And
Sir, I'm glad you brought that up because oftentimes the easier see the neighbor that goes and approaches the mom to help who's looking for a nanny. I can connect you into harm me. Can we talk about the role that local collaborators, family members also play in facilitating?
Easier for people to give out their children, help the family get out of poverty. The transformation. All they want them to know is she's going to work in the saloon as a help. For purpose of exploitation, will not be explained in detail to the mother. The mother, before her daughter can regain freedom, not less than 15 or more per day. Facility. 90% of stories told by traffickers that will convince them that they are going to Europe for a better life. When they get there, it will become something else. Though they are still doing it, when they are caught, it should not be a game to smile about. It's a watchword.
This is still the Situation Room on Mainland 98.3 FM. We're talking about the incident of illegal Nigerians in Libya who are going through what we call the country. And of course, the government has done the best they can to repatriate, but this seems to be a recurring incident. And so we're at auntie that is asking that you hand over your 15-year-old, your 13-year-old to them to go and make money outside the country. I have Joseph Famaki, who is the former coordinator, NAPTIP Lagos, talking to me about this particular situation. Sir, let's start out. When they ask you questions, let them know that I'm your husband, I'm your brother, we're just friends. Those at the borders are immigration officers that can identify and intercept traffic sectors where you can look at a person and from their body language, you can tell that something is wrong. Even in hospitals, don't isolate them from the person who brought them to the hospital and ask, or somebody who comes in with repeated STDs, and there's always to instill it in our immigration officers.
Thank you. Attached to anti-human trafficking unit. They are trained on trains, but sometimes, I am not going to stand here and defend them in totality, because if they should properly question this girl and the man that is going for purpose of exploitation on the part of the government, and that of confiscation of property made to face the public, they will surely know it's made to face the music of the erroneous crime he has committed against humanity. The million for free such little girl, that is the purpose of their going to trafficking. It is the money to progress. No. All the years, they are able to have other sexually transmitted diseases that the girl is going to contact. It's not their business. And so people should be mindful of people they are giving their daughters to. At that age of mother and father, that you look for some skills that you could make to undergo.
And I ask this question because I understand TV interviews, just like what you're doing now, banner, has it gradually begun to...
However, so it's a long time since our family tracing in ways to become a victim. But they can still do more in collaboration with, how can they do that? Taking their sensitization, all the acts perpetrated, the lies they told to do hairdressing jobs. Why take to Europe? So that should be a sign to their daughter and this little girl for
working with other agencies in other countries. Is there enough communication? Is there no synergy? And some of the countries that are mostly known to be the...
About synergy and cooperation. But when you talk about Libya, that's when a lot of victims have been brought back, because for them as simple as ABC, not until they get to Libya. So they're trekking to.
The stigmatization as a force to join cybercrime rings, they start the boys too. Generally, yes, this victim fear that society might not accept them are made to that you were prostituting in Libya. They are not accepted. They feel like it's to shame them, and you're not supposed to.
The traffic does not even want to. They should be accepted into this knowingly, because all they will get out of it is maybe, why don't we ensure if a traffic went through, other girls of our age without exploitation?
If you could adjust policy B that we currently have, but we're
set treatment of victims, repatriation. However, when they remember that in those days, if that empowerment when we were there, rehabilitated Lagos back, we assisted her to outside Nigeria, was brought back, presently employed by NAPTIP, the evil effect of, but so that we reduce this thing.
Coordinator NAPTIP Lagos, I share your effort, and I look forward to more. You too. Thank you. See that he had to park his to talk to us about this situation, telling us about what the experiences have most and traffic, and we have to of most. Extreme poverty that are setting with a better place. But consortium of Nigeria prostitution in Italy, not of their own volition, they were every single year. This is statistics from May 2023 00410. Do you have what they think is? Welcome. Go ahead, sir.
Information to us. The citizens of our country another problem. I can't do it. I don't know. I'll explain themselves. See.
That was you 09136 WhatsApp message.
I don't know. I'm not the trafficking of our girls. Poverty is that don't care. You can. I
think it's fair to government as at 2024. All right then. Thank you so much for calling. You have a
Yeah, my name is Pete. This trafficking, and these poor girls, apart from the work, very very wrong. Who are giving that oath. But the passport is somehow in there, and you will now find that to church or any place like market.
A person who traffics you is good.
Yes, you may not be given that opportunity. This is the problem. But that can be so far or been seen from there. Then you show that that's why I said
I wish, but thank you so much. Hello.
Hello.
Sir, you didn't tell me your name.
I'm from Sūrejū.
Welcome.
You see, let me tell you, people, let's say in Delta, our area here, you can see people, apart from being distributed, so see clearly that it's just
that put pressure.
But they use the seat on that. It should be a different beat they want. So they got excessive because, no, it's going to be in trouble. Thank you.
Thank you. How are you?
But I say, you see, this issue of very long time, then you went down. If you ask me, my take is that the government has to do a whole is needed,
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, yeah.
Greed, stupidity, and people. Because of their greed. Look, or you people are running to go there. It's said, if you see some people are doing business, the government, in terms of, it's not the solution. Let them take. And parents also. You see, look, this is true.
Very much appreciate your insight. Yes, top traffickings are known to be most prevalent. Edo, Lagos, Delta, the great. Now, I cannot them. Why these states? Is it because of poverty? Because there are poorer states than Lagos State. They are poor, Nugu. But for some reason, these states happen to constitute this happening. And how can we stop it? Let's take this call. Hello.
From Mowe.
Welcome, sir. Go ahead, please.
Okay. For human trafficking, I think it's more. Not my dad at the age of one go to primary school. Child, the children are not ready to do that. Thing going to school, want to have billions, want to go. I know what they are doing in that place, but and if you go to that place and see what they are doing, they have not learned any trade. Parents is two that you can take care of. Give back to those two looking for money all over the place.
Hello.
Hello.
Good
Hello.
evening.
Oh, okay. My name is Christopher. Well, yeah, I've met a couple of traffic people here in Italy. You understand?
Yeah.
And actually, I wanted, something told me to research a little bit more because I was developing the feeling of, just something in me just.
But are you
okay?
different now?
So
Now that
I'm involved in what's it called now? As time goes on, more education will be given outside to people. Even with me, also, I think approach towards it. So my thing is this: not that somebody actually told them. They go through the Libya realm. When they get to Libya, they get stuck. You understand? And then they get kidnapped and poverty. Poverty is one of the factors that drive girls out of their community. Anything. So if you are not addressing the root cause of it, which is poverty, all want to find it. You understand? So we need to address the root cause of it is poverty. You can educate as much as you want to educate. If money is not available, if people have not.
Thank you so very much. And we're grateful that we're not just speaking to a Nigerian audience, we're also speaking to those who are outside of the country, right? And we've seen some of the real life. This agent will tell you, well, you have to pay 2 million naira, right? That small Toyota Camry that they have, they sell it. They got a 2 million, hand it over to the agent, start a business for your child. Or why don't you use that 2 million naira to educate your child? Why would you gather? They were sold a pipe dream, or would we say that they just didn't have the opportunity to make the 0410? Let's hear what you think. Hello.
Yeah, when I say exactly. When I say what I was trying to say is that it's not just one. The government is expected to do more. Very, very important in this regard because they have to get aware of these things. In fact, they push better than they do. Any person's daughter or son that is illicit, I must tell you that, Madam Sage, and then and answer you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you for your insight. He suggests imprisonment. I mean, what about policy, right? Aside from punishment for those who are caught, what about policies? What about arrangements for those? So even when they are rescued, they don't know what else to do. Good evening.
All the callers have said spoken aside, and the journey takes like 1 week. In fact, before you get to Libya, they seize your passport. When you don't get access to anything, some people pay to board that you have to pay when you do not pay for it. In fact, when they want to cross these days now, or give you their number, you call them, and they will tell you are doing prostitution. Some are doing not receiving the money. They will be paying the person traffic them. They call them burger. Traffickers are called burger for house help, and they don't collect this money. It's being paid to the person that trafficked them until they pay the 2.5 million, the boat that report them to Italy. They want to trap 20 people, but they put close to 100 people in that boat. That is why it always we take close to 50 people.
So much. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let's give others a chance. Thank you so much. Hello.
Yes, from Ojo.
All right, welcome. Go ahead.
Yes, it's unfortunate whenever I hear some man's humanity against man. The fact people are very, very greedy. They want to be like others by all means. Some other factor is laziness. People like that who return from one of these years because she now likes to move in the company of men, even in the glare of the public, drinking and smoking and taking some difficult drugs are involved in this thing. Think twice. They're not helping themselves, not even our generation. That may be a way to give society a kind of ethical orientation. Thank you.
All right. Oh, thank you very much. If you have a story or if you've been trafficked before, you could be anonymous and you want... Yes.
Please. I forgot something. Now, we know we produce most of these graduates from who have a guarantor from their respective compound, escaping to themselves. It will not help, the Nigerians. Let them use their power of...
Hello? Oh, okay. Hello? Well, thank you. I think you were able to make... Hello?
Hello?
Hello, good evening.
But just to see if I can give one of thinking, that is my own opinion, is that they go and they call free education, primary and secondary. After that, then there should be skill acquisition. If they must be skill acquisition for at least 1 year or 2 years after leaving secondary school. Make sure that, tuition is highly minimized of those people. Because many people will go into this trafficking or processing children, and that of them, our parents were poor and things like that. So much.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate you. Well, when you call, you can also prefer solutions, things you think can be done to minimize the incidence of human trafficking and deceitfully migrated, taken from their home to another country where they don't know anyone, they barely speak the language, their passport seized, and they're made to, and they have to do it. And mind you, the payments don't go directly to them. You know that, right? They don't collect the wages. The trafficker, so you can understand the psychological state of these victims. And aside from this, back to their abductors, because the community they return to, people were shaming them. That's who we are as Nigeria. All right, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Babalola.
Yes.
If to shift blame to any person, I think the body that's supposed to carry the blame is national orientation alone. Even most of the government policies, most of the government programs that is even going on, it's not that they show it on TV. Maybe in the area, the national orientation, the NOA should be blamed. They are not doing enough. The education, and again, the state and the local government, I won't lie to you. All this we were talking about, these people that we're talking about up there, it's because there's no deterrent. That is why, and some of government officials, they help these people, and in it. So the local government, the state government should assist the federal government. And in the area that concerns the federal government is the NOA. The NOA is not doing well in that direction. Let them evangelize these things so that they can go down well. Some people don't even know that taking them abroad, they have no good plan for them. Just for them to take them and use them and bring them back, or they don't even have any direction.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Sid.
Sir, the volume. Thank you. Hello.
Me too. Sid,
yeah.
People are just saying NOA. Let me tell you something. NOA, they are doing the immigration. The immigration is the people that should be coming in of every human being into our nation or outside our nation. Most of this immigration, if they don't take well, they don't arrest these perpetrators or these people, many of them might be giving them 13 years, 12 years, 14 years, crossing the border. It's not as easy as that. So they must cross the border. And it's a graduate of University of Benin. And when they promised that job in Dubai, she went to Dubai. When she got there, she found a driver there in a shopping mall as a shop attendant in Dubai. He said they will be paying her 80K. She said she cannot do such kind of job. She's a graduate. She has to come back to Nigeria because many of them are doing big prostitution. They will not come back. That's how it is. Many people promise people, tell them fake tales, and they just travel abroad. All in the name of they want to make money. Nigerian people want to acquire all the whole wealth in the whole world.
Thank you so much. Thank you. But, I mean, let's not victim blame. But especially in cases where they're underage, I don't think we should victim blame. They don't know what they're in for. They have no idea until they actually get there.
Good evening.
Good evening to you, sir. Your name, please. All right, go ahead, please. Sir, the volume on your radio, do you mind turning it off?
Can you hear me better now? I've switched off the phone.
Okay.
Already. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Because I was on ground in Libya in year 2001.
Right.
I was also in year 2013. So, and not only on ground, I was also rescued some victims from trafficker. He's one of theirs in this trafficking cartel. They are member of one court to overcome this. But we fight them to stand to NAPTIP, even to Ministry of to House of Rep member committee on diaspora. Then because to most of the males, they were active and proactive. I remember Bubakolo was the charge d'affaires in Libya embassy then, while we were fighting this menace. One of the insights that these things we discovered then that even some of the pastors in some churches will bring the traffickers and the victim wants to be taken away, make sure you do under the wife of the trafficker. So there must be somebody who bring his family to come and be a guarantor to that person. I must be hearing from that person every month. Even if he doesn't have phone, I must talk to him. I must allow the person to. We've seen people who will shave people's head and put blade, cut their head and put pepper. We've seen a lot of them that will put pepper in their stuffs. I don't want to mention that because I'm on radio. So a lot are happening. As a matter of fact, we have a lot of how we can suggest how these people can be tracked, both traffickers and their cartel, either in abroad or home, that you can take them. Because when you make them a scapegoat, I tell you, you can stop. Menace can stop. The Nigerians should stop being greedy. Have to be stopped. We have to create the value for our generation that are coming in primary school now. Because the problem that started now started. Thank you very much.
Insightful. All right. Let me read this message. Good evening, thank you. Okay. Good evening, Sage. On the issue of human trafficking is horrible and stiffer penalty. Research what is the current punishment that they actually deserve. I cannot take any more phone calls at the moment, unfortunately. We need to leave so we can prepare to take the news at 5:30. But I'm trying to simultaneously see if I can dig, unfortunately. But, I mean, this was a very robust conversation, and I'm grateful to all of you for calling. Yes, I'm grateful for who was trafficked and how, yes, stigmatization might have played out a little bit there. And, I mean, we get it. But then I think that these girls don't know any better. They were taught that this is the only life available for them in Nigeria. You have to do this. If you don't do this, your family would suffer. And so they're thinking of their family. They're thinking and saying, okay, well, I'll go back home and be free from this. But unfortunately, they don't have any say on when they go or when they come back. Cases of people who go and hide in ships. They go and hide in planes. They go and hide in containers just so that they're transported to other countries. Some people dye a hat and a coat and set out into the desert by themselves. There are cases of that as well. Some, it's not even agent that came to lie to their parents. They dressed up and packed clothes and took water and put bread in their bag and actually set out on that journey through the desert, through the bushes, pasture. So I think we need to focus on the push factors. What's pushing people out before we can start tackling with the other circumstances. Thank you so much. This was a very sensitive, painful, alarming, but educative conversation. And again, WH will be here to talk to you from 4 p.m. all the way to 5:30. The 90 minutes of Situation Room is back tomorrow at 4. Don't go anywhere. We're at the Sound of Lagos.